Good morning, everybody. Okay. Well, good morning out there. Hope everyone's having a good morning. This market, I tell you what, I am being tested. My discipline is being tested for sure. I don't know how all of you feel, but that is how I feel with the beginnings of this market and kind of just the last couple of days. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, this has just been just tough. Well, surely it's got to bounce back, right? What they call the dead cat bounce or whatever. Surely that's got to happen. Okay. Let's go through things this morning, kind of talking about with the market being so far down the last 3 days. I would expect a recovery today, but it's not shaping up that way so far. But we're going to go through our 5 indicators that I look for market direction and kind of see which direction at least those tend to point this morning. Okay. First of all, we have the news. The news is bearish because the news has been all about Yellen and Powell, and stocks are overvalued is what they said. Big hit on Bitcoin. Powell's comments on Bitcoin. No surprise, it's sending it into a tailspin. And actually, the risk reward wasn't there for Bitcoin anyway. It's a definite sell in my opinion. There's too much to lose on Bitcoin right now. I think we're looking at a massive correction on that, unfortunately. As far as the Elliott wave is concerned, this is just my opinion, but looking at the daily chart and just kind of taking a look at daily, we have this correction. We have wave A, wave B, wave C. And it appears that we are forming wave 1 of a new bullish trend. In fact, we got a new high here. And wave 2 is a pullback, and we are definitely getting that. So this is obviously part of wave 2. Because of this new higher high, I just don't feel like this is a bearish market yet. Now, if we continue this trend, obviously that's going to change. But I really feel, usually when you have a new higher high, you are in a new bullish trend. And I do expect bulls to stick in and power this thing upwards. 404 is still my target price for the SPY. And so I think the whole market needs to move with that. Okay, so Elliott wave, I would still call that bullish. I would say the news is bearish. The Elliott wave is bullish. And in fact, news, as far as news goes, the new jobless claims just came out, the new jobs report, and I would call that very bullish. And so it's so funny because it came out right here. You see that big old green candle, and it's finally some good news. It's like, the market isn't as bad as everyone thinks. I'm just not a conspiracy theorist where the market's going, and maybe that cost me money, but I don't think so. I just don't live in fear. I have my discipline. I have my strategies. I stick with my strategies, and until the trend of the market on the daily starts really pointing to bearish, I'm not bearish, but I am cautiously bullish right now. I'm definitely lowering the risk in my portfolio, and I recommend that you do the same. All right, so the next indicator. First is the news. I would call the news mixed, I would say, because now we have the jobs report, so maybe that might turn it around. This pre-market is definitely the continuation of fear from yesterday. You can definitely see that. For us to be below support 1 to start off the day is kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. Okay, so the 10-year yields is the third thing. So we have the news, mixed, Elliott wave. I still feel like it's pointing bullish. I still think we're in a bullish trend and that we're going to form this bottom and move upwards from here. And I think the NASDAQ is way too low, just way, way, way too low. The triple Qs, the NASDAQ, just not doing well. Number 3 is the 10-year. Well, hey, we got some other good news on the 10-year yield, at least this morning. Let me just hit a refresh. Man, we have really this week, and I don't know if anyone's talking about this, but you know, the fear was interest rates and the fear was inflation. Well, bond yields they're down again today. And so we have had quite the run of bond yields coming down, which is very good for stocks. The higher bond yields are, the worse it is for stocks. That's why I pay attention to it. And this is now a fourth day in a row of it lowering. That's a bullish trend. And so I think that will take over. Next, let's take a look at the VIX, the VXX. Okay, so I like this for kind of a fear indicator of the S&P 500. So far this morning, it is up in pre-market 0.48. That is not a surprise. So up a little bit. That is bearish. So that is not good. And that's probably why we're down in pre. But I felt like the jobs report was really good. So we should see what happens. My price and volume indicator, we won't get that until after market open. So we'll see kind of what's going on there. So 10-year, we are tied bearish and bullish. So there is no market direction this morning. It's that tends to point to very choppy waters. It is tough to trade in choppy waters, that is for sure. So we need to let it really pick a direction. My gut tends to go with the Elliott wave in the news, and I like the most recent news, and that would be the jobs report. I would call that bullish, and so I'm feeling good about that. Okay, well, let me know what you want to talk about, because we definitely have some time. We're going to let the market open. We got 2 minutes till open. I will do a trade on SPY. I'm going to do options on SPY. I've been doing that all week. Did not have a good entry point yesterday. I lacked discipline, so that is a lesson to all of you. You have to wait for your entry point, and entry points and exit points are very simple. We have, at least I do, I use the MACD. You can see my cursor down here showing this is the MACD that I have pulled up here. And literally you enter when the yellow line goes above the blue line, and you exit when it goes down. So if you think the market's going to go up, you wait for that pullback, and that's what I didn't do. I got impatient. We had a bullish volume indicator, and I didn't wait, and it cost me. It cost me. I didn't make money. There were others who were patient, or others that just got lucky, stepped away from the computer yesterday, came back, got a good entry point and exit point, and made money on the trade, but I did not. So I would expect usually retail investors get market. I would expect a pullback right at open, and so I would expect this. I would expect red bars right at open. I think fear is going to kind of take over, and right at the beginning, and I think throughout the day it will improve, because it's truly not that bad, people. The sky is not falling, in my opinion. Anyway, I agree, Joanne, this market is killing me also. What indicators do I use for day trades? Well, okay, so I use a couple things. First thing I'm looking at is RSI. I'm looking at RSI. That is the indicator I have here on my with my cursor. Okay, so, but I make it real simple. I like to trade the MACD and we have market open, and look at that, right at market open, fear taking over, big red candle right at the beginning. I like to enter when this yellow line passes above the blue line. The MACD is 2 moving averages, and then I like to exit when the yellow line goes below the blue line. I make it very simple for myself. Now I wait for the previous thing to form. So like I wouldn't enter until this candle, the second green candle, typically, to make sure that it's actually forming a green candle. I wait for that first one to form. And the same thing on the exit. I wait for this exit right here. So looking at an exit, I would probably exit right here. And it provides me success. So if you don't like trading options and you want to trade the SPY along with us this morning, and you want to do the ETF, we have SPXS, which is bearish, and we have SPXL, which is bullish. And so it shall be interesting to see what happens. Okay, so as I suspected, first bar was red, that big sell-off. This is very low volume, so this is nothing to get excited about yet, I would say. I'm going to wait for a pullback. I'm feeling bullish this morning. Jobs report was good. I mean, we got to get some good news, right? Can't just all be bad. And I have been, over the last couple of days, I've really done badly with my market. I'm up for the year. I'm up about a little over 50% for the year. There was one point of the year where I was up over 80%. So yes, this has been a hurtful pullback. Yesterday, I had a rough day, very rough day on the market. And I understand all of you are really having tough days on the market. You know, the thing is, I stick with my strategies. They've done it for me before. I've been through worse. 2020 March was terrible. And in, you know, I had a 90% return in January of 2020, which was absolutely ridiculous. The highest return I've ever had. And then February, I followed it up with a 40% return after that in 2020. And then March, I lost 40%, almost 40% of my portfolio March of 2020 when all the shutdowns started happening. That's better than most. I started to recognize the trend, and I pulled back and had a lot of cash available and just waited the market out for a bottom. And then April, May, June, July, August did fantastic. Finished the year 1,400% up. So I'm hoping for a 500% return this year, and we shall see. But this has been tough, definitely tough. So remember, just as quickly as everyone turned bearish on the market and got scared, they can turn bullish. And so in the market over time, over a long period of time, always moves upwards. So even the big crashes that have happened, of course there's the Great Depression. I don't think, since we had a recent crash, I don't think we're gonna get it. I don't suspect that we'll get another one. I don't feel like, I don't agree with Yellen that all equities are way overpriced, because if people are willing to pay the price, then I think it's good. So I will take a look at, once we get going in the trade, I will take a look at, once I get an entry point and do this day trade on SPY, I'll take a look at some of the stocks that you guys are wanting to have taken a look at. If you could do me a favor and please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button, I would of course appreciate that. So very choppy this morning. This is why you don't trade. I don't like to trade in the first 10 minutes. And so I am going to wait this out and go there. QQQs are doing well this morning. That's interesting. Insiders not so great. Man, a lot of my stocks are not doing well this morning. All right, we got that pullback. Here's that pullback. I will let everyone know first thing I get that notification about price and volume. So now that we've had these red bars, I will wait for an entry to go upwards. My feeling is that this is an overreaction. Okay, well, I just got my indicator. Boy, really early this morning, and it was bearish. So it's recommending a put. So that would be SPXS. is what it's recommending. Interesting. I guess I'm overly optimistic. I'm going to trade the other side, especially since I like the setup of this coming down like this is during pre. Now, if this was to shoot way up, then I would change my mind. But I don't. I think the markets fell too much this morning. I feel like it's too low. There's got to be other optimistic people out there other than just me. So I'm feeling a bullish trade, not a bearish one. Still going to wait out. I still think it's too soon to enter. Way too choppy this morning. Well, just like always, I'm losing money this morning here lately. But, all right, so now we have our first green candle. It is a little early, but, you know, I just don't think that this is going to last. I think it's fallen too far. I think the levels are wrong. This one has not fully formed yet, so we will wait. Being patient. Okay. All right, so now we have a fully formed here. Okay. All right. So Lord help me. I went All right, so I went with the $388 calls. At an average cost of $2.38, expiration 3/31. All right. So far in the trade, up 0.84. Let's talk about levels. We are in bearish territory for levels. So the first bullish target is $390.50. We are so far away from that. This would be an amazing trade if it ever got there. So entered here now, just kind of, it's a little early. I know that things are choppy, but I wanted to catch this before it moves upwards. Let's see how we do. So if you don't like trading, options, or you're not approved for options, SPXL is good for a day trade, and might be one to look at for a move. So, and the only reason why I'm bullish at these levels. I'm very uncertain about the direction of the market right now, but I think that it's fallen too far, and that it's too much fear. So we shall see. I hope to be right. But simply watching, now that we have entry point right here, now simply just watching this, and when this closes out and we have our first red candle downwards like we had here, I'll be looking for an exit point at that time, because that is the safest way to trade this. So this could be an amazing trade. especially if we got all the way to 388. So I did the 388 calls. So far up 3.36%. So far this trade is working out really well. And I went in earlier than I typically do. Hopefully that doesn't burn me. But I think it'll flash upwards. And everyone, I will comment as soon as this trade is over. I will comment on all the different stocks that you ask in the live chat. As long as I don't get 100 or something crazy like that, I will go through each and every one. All right. This is the boring part. Oh, okay. Markets have been rough. All swings have been down. I agree. It has been very, very tough. Very tough. So yes, diamond hands. I hope so. It's tough to stay strong. Okay. A little bit of price weakness here. Closing the gap a little bit. Let's get some price strength. All right, so the next important level is 386.57. That is an important level because that's a new high. Then after that is 387.04, then 387.50. Bitcoin having a little recovery. The QQQs are definitely having a recovery. ATXI moving upwards nicely, so that's good news. BQ, MBio, Tupperware. Those are ones that I still have positions on that are starting to react positively, which is very, very good. Right now, the NASDAQ is doing really well. Or recovering. I guess not doing well by any means. It is only down 0.13, so much better than it has been. Okay, so we have our first candle here, and are we 10 minutes in? We are 10 minutes in. I'm going to hold out because I don't think the market can go much lower. So normally I would sell right here. We're going to hold and see if we can't get another positive trend. Mainly responding to the Qs. The VIX is up this morning, so right at open that increased. Lots of fear. Okay. Wow, so choppy. Everything's so choppy. It's like a whipsaw out there. Okay. Well, let's start to take a look at. I'm gonna hold. I'm convinced that I think the market's moving higher. So I know that we've had this dip, and normally I would get out. So if you want to get out on that, totally understand. Definitely entered this trade pretty early, down 3.78 so far in the trade. But I just feel we're in for a move much higher. I'm going to take a look at a couple different things here. Let's see here. Okay, take a look at Nano Dimension, NNDM. Nano Dimension. Well, that's a good start to the day. Look at that. 845. I can't believe that stock is that cheap. Holy cow. Let's take a look at the daily and see if it's bullish or not. So very bullish on this. Loving this movement here. This is a great start to the morning. Although if you were day trading it, this is overheated here. And also looking at that indicator, plus with this it's narrowing, so you got to be kind of careful. But with the QQQs moving up, and this is way undervalued. What a deal that one is. So I think that Nano Dimension is worth a lot more than that. According to analysts have it at 10. Let's take a look at the daily and see what we're looking at as far as a swing trade. Well, as a swing trade, it's a sell. It became a sell this morning, of all things. But I'm liking it on the minute chart for sure. It's definitely looking good. All right, Nano Dimension. I would think that it would move up from those type of levels. Okay, let's go on down. IDEX, Ideanomics, I believe that is, and CCIV. Okay, I have CCIV as a long-term hold, and I know I'm long-term in it, so I'm fine. I'm down in it about 20%, which is pretty awful. But I think that eventually someday it will be a competitor of Tesla. So let's start with CCIV because I like this position. Okay, on the minute, looking really, really strong. So if you're looking for a day trade, looking very good. Daily. Yeah, this is what I've been watching and kind of tracking. And of course I bought it right here. I don't know. Like, just awful. Awful entry point is my problem. But I'm long-term in it, and that's kind of what I decided. I decided I was going to get in it because I thought it was going to shoot back upwards, and it just did not. It went the opposite direction. So I'm down in it quite a bit. On the daily, it's still showing as red, but I think that will improve and go back. Okay, let's go back to the SPY and see what's going on with our chart here. Let's go back to the minute. On it, it's doing okay. So now we're green again. Hopefully we can get some price strength here. Trading above VWAP is good. So that is good. That's another indicator I pay attention to. VWAP is volume weight average price. Okay. Let's watch this thing for a run. So we got news. It's good. I mean, jobs report was good. So I would think that is fresh. That's the freshest news. So when I pay attention to news, it's about what's freshest. And so I like the news. Elliott Wave, mixed. But I still think that we should be closing out and that we are in an overall market bullish wave. That we've completed wave 1 and we're in a very painful wave 2. But that it's fallen too far and that we're going to be going into one of the best waves, which is wave 3, that lasts the longest and is very bullish. And so we should see. 404 is still my price target for the SPY, although a trade like this does not look good. Okay, so we got that. We got the 10-year yields are good this morning. Again, 10-year yields are down. It's been a couple days in a row. VXX is bearish, and the price and volume indicator was bearish. And so we are 3 out of 5 bearish. And which I know I'm going into a bullish trade when that happened. But anyway, we shall see what happens. Some stocks are recovering nicely today, so that's good. QQQs just got rejected at a level there of resistance. Okay. All right, so looked at Nano Dimension. Ideanomics we haven't looked at. Boy, this is very concerning. Sheesh. Sheesh, sheesh, sheesh. Okay. Well, in a minute, not looking good. Okay, so yeah, this has never crossed over into bullish territory. So what I look for when I look for a swing is I look for action like this where it crosses over and we have a positive cross here. And so that would have been an entry point right at 325, and that would have been an exit point at 464 as a swing trade. But then it never has crossed back over since then. And so for me, this is an out until I see this go positive and for it to start to move above the SMA. Until I see that on the daily, I'm not interested in Ideanomics. I think it could dip further. Okay. So, yes, positivity. Hopefully we're rewarded with positivity. All right. Lots of people. Okay, yes, IDEX. Okay. IDEX long term. Yes, I think that this long term is would be a good stock. I would just wait for it to return. Definitely lots of hype. There's different people who talk about it a lot, other YouTubers that are talking about this particular stock, and so it is a good one to watch, that's for sure. What levels am I watching on SPY? Okay. Let's get back to SPY. SPY is just not doing good. This really stinks. So I might need to hold this position through the day, but I think it's fallen too far. I really do. The jobs report was good, that I think that people will get out and then there'll be a panic to the upside, trying to catch it and move upwards. Okay, so support 1 on the SPY is 385.74. Support 2 is 383.97 today. So right now we are right below support 1. The next important level bearish wise is 384.62. Bullish wise would be getting above support 1, would be at 385.74. So on and so forth. Let's see, next level. Support 1 is 385.74. Support 2, 383.97. Support 3, 380.46. The additional levels have to do with retracement, and 387.50 is bearish. That's anything above 387.50 is where we start to get really, really bullish. That's why I chose a 388 call option. That and the volume was really good on that particular option. Resistance 1, 390.50. Is kind of where it starts. Resistance 1 is 391.02, resistance 2, 394.53, and resistance 3, 396.30. Okay, and how I come up with those is that I have, I showed it yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. Dun, dun, dun. Nope, not there. Ah, yes, my calculator. This thing and pull it up here. Okay, so this is a easy calculation. It helps me to do this. easycalculation.com/finance/pivot-points-trading.php. Okay, so Here you literally put in the high of yesterday, the low of yesterday, and the close, and hit calculate, and that's how I come up with my resistance levels. This is very standardized. When I trained with SMB Capital, this is something that that we learned how to do by hand, and so this is a great indication of different levels that we're looking for. So anyway, so there's that. All right, the SPY. Come on, SPY, wake up. So anyway, that's where a lot of my levels come from, Abdallah. And I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm so sorry. Those are the levels I'm looking at on the SPY. Yes, SPY is all over the place. It's up, it's down, it's crazy. Everyone's nervous, lots of fear. As fear subsides because of a good job report, that is what I'm thinking, is that the market will move up. Now, anytime I do a day trade, as far as levels, I'm using, because I'm doing options, I'm using 2% of my portfolio. Why? I don't want to explode my portfolio. Worst case scenario, I totally mess up on one of these trades, and it cost me 2%. It didn't cost, a lot. And then I like my swing trades is what I put a lot of my stuff in. Insiders have the most. I'm using about 5% of my portfolio on each insider. Although I'm needing to move that to 4 because it's getting tough sometimes to get into these. So I might move it down to 4. I have other different strategies that I use. My PDUFA run-up play is right around 2.5% of my portfolio for each one of those. And if you haven't seen my videos on that, you might check it out on YouTube. Those are great videos. Right now, ATXI is the one in the crosshairs as far as that is going. That should do really great. So loving this SPY recovery. Looking like it's good. So this next big move is probably where I will look for an exit point, because I do admit being a little nervous, but I think that this option could pay big, and so I'm kind of waiting it out. This could be a huge opportunity. We could go way above 388, and so to be able to get a $388.38, so if we got to 390, that would be 100% gain, and 390.50 is a resistance level, and so that would be pretty exciting. So I might hold and going for the big win. But if this moves way up, I'll look for an exit point, especially if I can get like a 70 or 80% gain on this one. And I'm going against my indicators, but I believe that jobs report was good, and so that news was really good. And that's the most important thing, even though all my other stuff is pointing towards a rough day, another rough day on the market. I think the fear is overblown. Overblown fear is my bet. Just through trading through all the years, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, getting a nice little move here. I've been watching Apple because of how the market's been down. It's on my watch list, and if anyone's looking for a trade on Apple, that just triggered. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on with good old Apple. Yeah, so that just triggered. You can see why. See how that we're getting that right here. Perfect entry point on Apple right here at 121, and so that is very good. That one's been on my watch list just because it fell another 2% yesterday, and I'm like, did something change with iPhones? There's no need for all of this, and so again, I felt like it was overblown, and so we can see that really coming up. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. Nice. Love that. Currently I'm in this, and I focus on one day trade at a time. I don't get 4, 5, 6 going. I can't keep up with all that. I'm too old. Even when I was young, I don't think I could. So, all right. As far as insiders, if anyone's kind of wanting to know some different insiders that would be good to get in, last night there was some good stuff that we've been talking about in our Discord. Of course, that being a member of that Discord, for $27 a month, and I know it's been tough. It's been tough for everybody, but some recent insiders are SIOX, so that would be a good one for an entry point on bullish activity on that. Also, they have a presentation coming up on April 1st, so looking forward to that. So that should be really good. So insider activity before presentation for a biopharmaceutical company is usually a recipe for success on that particular one. One that kind of came up the F, they had insider activity yesterday. Oh no! Okay, I hope all of you are still getting video. I'm having some issues this morning with buffering and things of that nature. So hopefully you're still there. This trade is really starting to work. Hopefully I'm not just talking to dead air, but SPY is really starting to move. So here we go. In my opinion, it was all overblown, and we get a really, really nice move on the SPY. Wow, look at that. All right, well, so up 12% in the SPY call, and I think this is going to be a really good call. We shall see. This is really starting to move nicely here. So we're moving through some new levels. We got a new high at 387.02. So we're starting to get out of bearish territory. The next level that's really important is 387 or is 387.50. 387.50 is huge. So let's see what we get. 387.50 is the next level. And then after that, the next level after that is 390.50, which I may dance through the streets if we hit 390.50. I'm a seller at 390.50, that's for sure. Okay. ATXI. Yes, I'm still sitting on ATXI. ATXI is a PDUFA run-up play, and triple Qs just went positive. That is wonderful news. The VIX is dropping like a rock. That is good news. Yes, still in ATXI. PDUFA date of April 12th. Buyout on the table. If the IV version of Tramadol gets approved, that is huge for them. They get the buyout. I think there will be a run-up, especially as people sell off blue. I think there's still a lot of investors in blue, and they will rotate to the next important PDUFA. And so there are a lot of people who like to hold out for a decision. Now, I'm not a fan of that. I like to play the run-up. And so I'm looking to sell before the decision is made. Every once in a while you get lucky, and AVO was an example of that, where it was announced early. We have massive price strength on the SPY going on right now. Really, really massive. So this is really good. My positions are recovering nicely. Hallelujah. Okay, QQQ is really looking good. So far in this trade, up 10.5%. All right, selling at 270. I can understand that. I'm just a little more aggressive than that, and I think investors have been waiting for some reason to. I mean, think about it. Don't you get a little itchy when you're not in any positions? It's hard. It takes a lot of discipline, and especially if you start to see the market going up, it FOMO kicks in. And if you don't think fund managers have FOMO, you're wrong, because that's their job, and they are bonused and paid directly based upon how much money they make. And so when they see equities going up, they fuel the market with tons of cash and money. So Tattoo, TTOO, back in the summer. If you saw my ATXI video, PDUFA, we did an ode to TTOO. I have never been able to trade that stock. I don't know. I haven't been patient enough. I don't know. I just have not done well with it in the past. So we're turning a lot right here. This is definitely interesting. You need to get over 387.04. 387.04 is a key level. 387.50 is another. So getting above this, and we got almost a triple top happening here on the 1 minute. This is all, there it goes, bam. So new high, 387.13. Now we're looking for 387.50. That's the next important level. Looking at the different levels here, that is the next level of resistance. If we can get past 387.50, there is nothing until 390.50, which would be absolutely epic for this trade. So, yes, TTOO nightmares. Oh, I see. Okay, good. That's why you were talking about it. Well, I thought it was funny. In every single one of the PDUFA videos that I do, I plan on doing some disaster happening within it. And at a certain time, some disaster movie clip is my plan. And so we're really looking forward to that. So if you have any ideas for videos like that, I of course appreciate it. I also have a 10-week a video that's we're still working on. It needs lots of editing, but a video that I shot that is going on YouTube eventually. That is the insider swing play versus the SPY, 10 weeks of the year. And so I think that's going to be a really fun video. I'm really looking forward to it. Lots of great clips and such in it. I think it'll be extremely entertaining, and also a really nice walk down memory lane of the insider swing play versus the SPY. And so every single stock and every single thing that I do has a strategy behind it. And if you're strategies, I recommend change L or just trading options like I am. Again, the thing we are looking for at this point now, I'm far enough up where I am looking for exit point. I will hang out there until I get one. So we stalled out here at 387.30 a little bit. Totally normal. 387.50 is the next important level. This is slowly turning upwards. Let's take a look at the triple Qs and see what they're doing. Yeah, triple Qs are recovering also. All my stocks are recovering. This is really looking good. I had a lot of call options, so I'm definitely excited to see the market kind of turning around. Now, I don't put more than 1% in a call option that I'm going to hold overnight. I'll go 2% on a day trade, but that's just me. Just always a little defensive. 387.30, the previous high. Totally normal to see a 1 minute pullback here or a 2 minute pullback from a new high. Getting PTSD. Is that a stock? Is PTSD a stock? I'm kind of curious. Nope. It'd be funny if it was. That'd be a great stock name. PTSD. Be some pharmaceutical company that, I don't know, makes you calm, or I don't know. All right. Well, I'm glad you made money on that. I look forward to making money on this trade too. So yeah, so here we go. I'm not out yet, and some people might have exited there. I'm playing for the big play. Interesting. Okay, so we're getting really close here. This is really close. So this is a pivotal time. And sauce. MP Materials. Yeah, I'll take a look at it here in just a moment. All right, let's go for a new leg up. 387.50 is that next important level. Of course, breaking a new high of 387.30 is also key. Sitting up in this trade so far at 11.3%. Again, got the March 31st $388 calls at $2.38 per contract average. It's going to be interesting. Yes, I will take a look at GME here in just a moment. I'll also look at MP Materials here in a moment. But we're at a key here for our trade. Okay, so now we just formed that. So I am exiting at a 7.14% gain on that. Okay, 7.14% gain. All right, I hope all of you, but yeah, I felt like that was a good exit point for me. I'll let things settle down. Market overall is, again, our price and volume indicator was bearish, and so we need to watch for that. Definitely, please be with so many different things kind of going on. So out for a nice 7% gain. Just did not break that 387.30. Now, if we come back and we break 750, then that is big, but I wanted to take my profits there, especially after not having a good trade yesterday. Not showing enough discipline and not staying in, but you can see how this works. I mean, so what you need is to make this strategy work, this day trading strategy work, and this is an option day trading strategy, and I like the SPY specifically because of the high volume of the SPY, and so you can play a single day. You can make good money doing this. You know, think about it. If you made 5% or 6% or 7%, let's say you averaged that each and every day, you know, as that compounds, I mean, that could be really powerful. Of course, if you make a mistake, then it goes backwards, but you know, and you can have a pullback. But I've had a lot of success with this strategy. I like to do this, and so it's if you have less than 25,000 available. And I only use, again, 2% in an options contract. Why? Because option contracts can go worthless. So worst case scenario, if it dips, then Worst case scenario, if it dips and let's say you lose it all, you lost 2%. You know, it didn't kill your portfolio. And once I've decided on an amount for the month, I stick with that amount every day. So even if my portfolio grows or this trade is successful, I wait until the next month before I do that. So I don't compound the returns, because that helps me to be successful month over month with this strategy. So I'll use 2% and put it in contracts. And I like trading the SPY because with option contracts, because you could trade $100,000 with the SPY. And it's easy to do because the volume is so heavy. That's the thing about options is so tough, is lower volume stocks with options. It makes it tough to make money because the gap is large, or that's why this works with this particular stock, with this particular ETF. And so that's why I like to use it. And you're not holding overnight, so you don't have to worry about it, you know, dividend payouts and stuff of that nature. You can just trade and if you have less than 25,000, if you want to trade the SPY every day, you know, you can always get 2 accounts. And you want to turn to a superior broker like Webull, in my opinion, then you might check them out. A Webull account, and we have a link in the description down below if you're looking for it. Got a free link, and we shall see. EVFM is losing money. All right, let's start to take a look at some stocks. Let's go with MP Materials. This was a popular stock that I was in. My buddy John from our Discord had been talking about MP Materials. I made really good money on his recommendation on this stock, and it was a fantastic trade. And he operates in our standard and premium levels of our Discord, and so this is one I've been very familiar with, and we just did so terrific on it. So let's go to the daily, see what's going on. The daily is looking very, very rough. So if you were following my daily strategy, my swing strategy, the entry point would have been on February 10th at probably around $37, $38. And the exit point would have been here, 39, so not that great. Maybe like an 8% gain with that. Of course, it would have been best to sell up here, which it was getting overheated on the RSI, but did not pass 70. And so I wouldn't have exited there. I might have considered an exit here. So if you followed that strategy, 37, and exiting when it got overheated here at 45, that would have been a very good trade. But now, no, it's dipping too hard. You're going to have to wait for this dip to form as far as a good entry point. In my opinion, if you're thinking like a 2-week to 1 month investment, if you are looking at a shorter time frame, you might take a look at the hourly. It would have been a terrific enter right here, and you would be down in it right now, 35.26, because the market did dip so hard. But you would have caught it at a very low support level, and so that would have been, you'd be about break even on it right now, following that strategy, going by the hourly. You can do it by the 30-minute too. You can do the same thing by the 30-minute. The 30-minute would have had you entering here, just about even. You know, it would have had you exited for a loss, actually. So that's why I like to look at the daily as far as a longer-term strategy. As far as the as it goes right now, if you're looking for a day trade, perfect entry point right now, or just about to be. So MP Materials, you know, I think it's one that's going to turn upwards over a long period of time. I believe in the stock. I got out of trading it, I think, because we made like 80% returns. If I'm remembering right, it was like an 80% return. And so I didn't go back to it. I did well with it, so I didn't go back to it for that reason. Okay, GME. Good old GameStop. sheesh, this crazy thing. Gamestop is definitely a day trade. Definitely a day trade. Would have been a good entry point right here. Would have been a good entry point, an exit point. Obviously up here, 141, because it got overheated on the RSI. So that would have been a good exit point. As far as, yeah, it's a dip right at the moment. Looking at the dailies, I don't think you can trade this stock as a daily. It's a definite sell on the dailies. Yeah, definite sell. So no. I don't like the chart on GME. So I don't like it, period. It's too volatile. So yeah, I would wait for another run up to see if you get it, because I think the market will be good today. See if you get it. But right at the moment, I would say that's what I would do with it. I don't like that. That looks terrible. By the time we got here, I have another friend who's been asking me about this in our Discord, and I had to give him the hard truth. I just didn't like this stock. Look at how low. It's just too volatile. It's too hard. You can make money with it, but anyway. EVFM. Okay, so EVFM had recent activity about a month ago, and it had this amazing run. I believe the insider activity was actually right here and in aftermarket, and then man, did it go on a run. No, if I remember right, it was further down here. It was actually not good at all. Yes, so this is really rough. Down 22% today. Oh, that's just utterly awful. Yeah, this chart stinks. I don't know, I guess you hold. EVFM, if I'm not wrong, I think they just had announcement of an offering. When I see offering, I sell. It's just something that I do. But I believe they had a recent offering, and that's the reason why it dropped so much. I subscribe to a service, newsfilter.io. It's a great service for different news events like that. It does cost money to get announcements like that sent to your email, but I pay it. It keeps me informed, so that's really rough. All right, let's go back to the SPY and see what's going on. Yeah, a VWAP here, but still a good trade. You know what, we got out right around here-ish, or excuse me, here-ish is where we got out. So it dipped further. You could definitely bought in, but to move from here to there, positive trade, you know, small percentage, but very safe trade. And with options, it's really important to have safety. And you can see that when this forms, that immediately it's like, uh-oh, bam, bam, it's going down short term. So a lot of traders trade like this off the VWAP. And anyway, so there's that. EVFM, sell it. Well, it's had an offering, and it's already dropped. So if you sold it now, you're selling it at the bottom. When they announce the offering is closed, then the stock is going to continue back upwards. So if it were me, even though it sucks, you are way down in and not doing well, and it's losing you money. So, I mean, I would, just because. Keep NP on my radar. I probably will. It was a big winner for me before. I'll put it on my watch list and watch it for an entry. Let me go back to MP. Let's take a look at that. MP materials on the daily. Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it for recovery. This might be a great one to get in again. I just think that right now, I want to see that the market recover. TCAT. I get asked about this stock a lot. Let's take a look at Takung Art. Wow. Hold. Hold. Don't sell this guy. And hopefully you didn't buy it at 74.11. That is insanity right there. It's normal that it's going to come off of those levels. It was so overdone. Percent of the RSI. That is crazy. This would have been your sell day. But yeah, looking good today. I would hold it for some negative price action eventually. This is a good one. Not where I'd want to enter, I feel, but if you're already in it, I would say it's one to get in and keep in. Okay. On the hourly or on the minute chart, if you were looking for an entry, looking really good there. How do you feel about Chinese stocks now? BILIFUTUTIGR are down big time. Good opportunity. China stocks. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what we got. BILI. Okay. I would wait for it to continue dipping. So this is not good. This is not a good entry. It's not good at all. So I would not at the moment, but one to keep on your watch list for when that turns. Let's go to the next. FUTU. Nope. Not a good opportunity at the moment. I really like that MACD crossover on the dailies as a way of entry for a swing play. TIGR. I do think that these are ones to watch because they're way oversold. This one's way oversold also. And here's where it was crazy, you know. I am having some issues with my connection this morning. So yes, I do know that. I'm having an issue between video and sound. Sorry about that. AQB. Let's do it. Aqua Bounty Tech. Yeah. I think it's a good value right now. You know, the market is taking everything lower. If you're looking for a wait for it to cross negative and then go positive again, that's where I'm at on that one. On the 1 minute, it's doing okay. AQB, yeah, Aqua Bounty. This is just getting killed by the good old NASDAQ. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a look at some stocks that I've been covering with insiders and so on and so forth. First is OCX. Pretty good day. I'm looking for an exit point on this. Let me check in. Executed. Okay. Yeah, exit point on OCX. And so just no volume. The volume is stupid small. Okay. Down a little bit this morning. Hopefully all of you are up. I'm down just a tad bit. Could be a lot worse. Okay, so yeah, looking for an exit on that eventually. See if I can't get one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I wish you all the best trading today. Defensive positions right now, the market is undecided in its total overall direction. I think throughout the day that we will get better, but we are getting really close to that 9 frame that I talk about, and so I could see us moving lower. Yeah, and I mean we're in a bad trend here since the point of where this is coming down lower. So be really careful. You know, get rid of your losers. Your high conviction plays, those are the ones to buy, and the ones that you're just kind of on, you know, those are the ones to kind of move on from. But anyway, I want to go ahead and sign out. Wish you all the best, and I will not be doing a live stream tomorrow, so that everyone knows. I will be traveling, and you all have a great day. Raythoven out.